One of my trading mentors told me, if you look at a chart and cannot tell if it is bullish or bearish in the first few seconds, you need to look at a different chart because you're going to try to stretch and assume and make things up. However, today I was recommended a coin by one of my viewers and immediately it screamed bullish. The more I looked into it, the more bullish I became, and I'm going to dive in and show you exactly which coin it is and why I am so bullish. So, CB Vandelay recommended this coin right here, FET. I know nothing about it. Until the last hour, I literally have never heard of this coin in my life. However, it did just get listed on Coinbase, and whenever coins get listed on a major exchange like Binance or Coinbase, usually there's a lot of volatility that follows. And us as traders, we love volatility. So let's dive in and look at Fetch and see why I am so bullish on it. This is the coin market cap. As you can see, it's ranked 134 out of all cryptocurrencies. I love finding coins that are so low ranked. Why? That means there's a tremendous amount of potential and room to go up. I love finding coins like this. So obviously, we have a long ways that we can get to if this coin does start taking off. Let's go to the actual chart, and I'm going to show you why I'm so bullish on this coin. Now, if you establish these trend lines, you guys can see this. However, this is on the regular chart. However, the most important thing that I think on this chart is actually the log trend line, because you can see how well it's interacted with here. You have one touch, two touch, three touch, and then you touch it again, came back down, and it looks like you're coming in for a second retest. So this already gets me being like, ooh, I like what I'm seeing. However, the most important thing that I saw on this chart, which I really love, is actually on the monthly chart. Very, very high time frame. You guys can see this is a very clear monthly breaker. Broke to the downside. This is the area where the bulls fought back. Continuation down, and this retest is very, very healthy. I love it when I see a retest like this because it goes to show how important this level is. So came down here, retested, failed the retest. However, it broke to the upside, and just this last month, we have actually reconfirmed this monthly support level as solid. Okay, this is very important. That means on the monthly time frame, we have a solid support resistance flop. That's really good, guys. I'm super excited. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is actually on the weekly chart. You guys can see this breaker, same exact thing. We've been consolidating inside this range. However, we finally have a solid finally have a solid close above this level. And I believe on the daily, we have this level right here, which has acted as a very solid resistance level. And we just keep breaking above these levels, and now we are pressing against this resistance. Now, the one thing that's concerning, the one thing that I'm not entirely happy with is right now we're currently below the 200 moving average. We've rejected on the daily 200 twice, but we're so close, guys. And if we do bust above this 200, we're going to also bust above this trend line. And then we have a very explosive movement brewing on the US dollar chart. I'm super excited about this. Now, let's go to the BTC pairing, and I'm also going to show you why I'm so bullish on it. Where did it go? Is it on the US dollar pairing? Fetch, US Tether. Where's it at? I just had the dang thing, I swear. Am I going crazy? There it is. Okay, Fetch BTC. All right, I thought I was going crazy. So, same exact thing. We have a test, a retest, and a retest, okay? Already, that makes me super happy. As you can see, we're also above the 200 moving average. Again, makes me really happy. And on the weekly chart, you guys can see the interaction we've had with this breaker. This is a very solid breaker, and we finally have closed inside of it for the previous week, and right now we're pressing against this. So once we do bust above here, we're going to have significant pressure on the US dollar and the BTC pairing, which gives me a lot of confidence and a lot of hope that this is going to be a very explosive movement when it starts to move. If you want to get an idea of what we're looking at, you don't have to look much further than DAG pairing, okay? This is what you had to see on the DAG pairing. All right, like an incredibly explosive movement when it did bust out. And this is again from a Coinbase listing for this constellation. You guys can see the power it had. Now, are we going to get the same amount of explosive movement on here? I don't know. Okay, one step at a time. The important part is that the fundamentals do look good. Now, this pressing against a trend line, you may be looking at yourself being like, how important really is this? And I have one coin to really blow your mind on how important this actually is. And it is, if I can find it, the nano chart. Okay, this chart is absolutely beautiful when it comes to pressing against resistances. So let's go ahead and dive in here. I'm going to show you guys. This is on the 4-hour chart. I'm going to take off the log chart for this one, and you guys can see 1, 2, 3, 4, break above. Came back up here. You guys see the power we've had on this explosive movement. 1, 2, 3, break above. Massive power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, break above, and then 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, break above. Okay, you guys see this? These movements, these trend lines that are pressed against by the price action, this is a very bullish market, and like this is a very bullish sign. And if it works like this, or another one that actually did this on was Tell, and I didn't actually. Yeah, let's find it real quick. Let's go to the log chart because it is so incredibly powerful. It did the exact same thing. You guys can see we have the trend line there, trend line here. Let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it real quick. You guys can see how it just presses against it, bust above, presses against, all right, presses against, bust above, presses against, bust above. Same exact thing, guys. So this stair-stepping approach is very, very effective for Nano as well as Tell, and I think something very similar is going to happen with FET. All right, so the things I'm looking for, like I mentioned, I do want to see this thing break above this trend line with conviction. And once we do, I think we have a ton of upside potential. And there's also an argument to be made that we've already busted above this trend line because we have a test, a retest, and now this already may have broken above. And so once we get above this daily level right here, we may just keep on going up. The important thing is there's a lot of bullishness in this market right now, guys, and I'm really, really excited about Bitcoin. I made a video talking about Bitcoin and why, and the 4 things I'm looking for before Bitcoin can really, really take off. And I think this actually has a ton of potential. So really all I got, if you guys have other charts you want me to look at, drop them in the description and I will absolutely do or drop them in the comments so I can go check them out and do a video on them as well. So any other questions or all that good stuff, make sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you guys in the next video. So deuces, boys.